And today, again, we have gathered virtually in this virtual world. We have gathered for NEP webinar, UGC sponsored one-day webinar on National Education Policy 2020. And I'm very happy that we have fortunate enough to have an eminent personality, eminent resource person from the field. So before moving further, first of all, I would like to welcome our today's guest or resource person, Professor Mahesh Jivani sir. Sir, on behalf of the UGC HRDC of Sant Gadge Baba Amrit University, I would like to welcome you, very, very warm welcome, sir, to this Zoom meeting for NEP 2020 webinar. It's my pleasure to give you all academic introduction of our today's speaker, but just before that, I would like to welcome also all teacher participants across India to this webinar. And let me introduce our today's guest, Dr. Mahesh Jivani sir. Presently, he is working in the capacity of professor at the Department of Electronic Science, Saurashtra University, Rajkot, Gujarat State. He has more than 20 years of experience in the field of teaching. His interests include mobile application development, digital signal processing, e-content development, innovative use of information communication technology. He has conducted workshops on use of web tools for teaching in national and international conferences. He has authored many books, written and published many papers and articles. During the lockdown period, he trained large number of teachers across the country on the area of e-content development. He is technical coordinator and content reviewer for 3 national resource centers for Swayam course. Number 1 is UGC National Resource Center, HRDC of Saurashtra University, Rajkot. Then UGC NRC HRDC of Gujarat University for ELT course. UGC NRC HRDC for BPS University, BPS Women's University, Sonpat, Haryana for psychology course, and Pune University on the EPG Pathshala for electronics course. So as all of you know that the topic decided for this particular session, it is integrated technology in the context of NEP 2020. First of all, I would like to thank our today's professor, resource person, Dr. Jivani sir, that I know his schedule is very busy, and when you can you just have the this academic introduction. So from that we guess that he is busy in the academics, but in spite of these things, sir has accepted our invitation, and today he is spending his valuable 1 hour for us. So on behalf of the UGC HRDC, thank you very much, sir, for accepting the invitation. And now I would like to request him to please start with the speech. Sir, please.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for kind words, and I'm really thankful to HRDC and you for giving an opportunity to share my experience with all of you and with all of the people present over here, in spite their busy schedule, and they are gathered over here to listen my experience about NEP 2020. So with all of your kind permission, I just want to share my screen. I'm stopping my video.
Please, sir.
Yeah. I hope now I'm visible, right?
Yes, sir, you are visible.
Okay, fantastic. Audible and visible.
Yes, audible and visible.
Okay, fine. Okay, so once again, welcome all of you and very warm evening. I think it's already 4 past, so very good evening to all of you. Uh, Once again, welcome. We are going to talk about integration use of technology. So I had given a title, use of technology in education in context of NEP 2020, right? So obviously you, since last 1 year, we are talking about NEP and various key area or theme people are discussing. One is academic banks of credit, then digital governance, and then technology, and so many other areas, multiple entry, multiple exit, modular systems. All these are a theme area or a key area for national education policy. As I am in the field of technology, so obviously I will talk about the technology, how this technology integrated in a manual. So that is a discussion area for today's talk. I hope English is convenient to everyone, right? A mode of everyone is comfortable with the English, right? Okay, fine. So when we are talking about NEP, National Education Policy 2020, or National Education Policy, simple is that. So a few basic things we have to understand, that in India, when we are talking about NEP, only 4 modular major landmark is with us. The first one, which is in the 1968, the first policy we received in the name of National Policy of Education. That was the first policy in 1986. That was the first landmark as far as the education policy is concerned. And then one major amendment was added in 1992. That was another landmark in the policy, the first policy, which is National Policy on Education. And in 2009, again a major revision is available, which is still it is there, which is known as Right to Education Act 2009, which is, we are very much familiar with this amendment, which is known as RTE, Right to Education. And on the basis of this amendment, people are getting education. Means it says that education is right for everyone, right? Until 2020, nothing was there as far as the framework concerned. And in 2020, we have a new policy or a present policy, which is now known as NEP. Instead of NPE, now it is known as NEP, National Education Policy 2020. So if you consider as a policy wise or education framework, we have only 2 policy. One is in 1986 and another one is 2020. Okay, so which one is good, which one is bad? Instead of comparing these two, let's talk about these 2 policy on a broader perspective. The first one, 1986 NPE, was focusing on two things, access and equity, whereas this NEP is talking about quality education. The first policy, which was talking about access and equity, and this policy, present policy, is discussing or talking about the quality education. So what exactly we mean by access and equity? So access and equity means availability and fairness. So I hope everybody agree with, in today's present scenario, everybody is getting education. Those who want to education, they are getting, and fair enough. It is fair enough, they are getting, because we have so many schemes for poor, rich. Everyone have their own compartment, and they are getting education as per their capacity. So availability is there, fairness is also there, right? So this was the first thing. Now in this policy, we are focusing, or this NEP 2020 is focusing on language, technology, and modulator. These are the 3 key parameters. When you go across or came across entire manual, you will find these 3 major features in NEP 2020. One is a language, another one is technology, and third one is a modular system. Okay, so these are the three main points this NEP 2020 is considering. Now, what exactly NEP 2020 will do? It will gives or design a vision and framework for the school education, and which is connected with the higher education. Till that, we have two different framework for the school education and the higher education. Now, this policy will give a vision as well as the framework to connect school education with the HEI or a higher education. This is a main change in this policy NEP 2020. Right now, when we are talking about modular system, this is a fundamental part of the NEP 2020. That's our 10+2 system will be broken into various modular system. 3+2, which is a 5. So 5+3+3+4 system. Up to today, still today, in so many states, a policy yet not implemented. So still we have 10+2 system. Now that 10+2 system will be converted into the 5+3+3+4, right? And in HEI, this is for the school. In HEI, we have a modular system, which is a multiple entry, multiple exit. So this is a basic framework which will be covered by other experts. My focus is on the technology aspect, but this is very important that one has to think about it, that our framework of 10+2 is going to change, because the 2 years which is added in the system is early childhood care. Right now also we are sending our kids in a playhouse, but which is not a part of system. But now from this policy, they are the part of the system. So 2 more year is added officially in child's education life, right? So this is first change. Then if we go and check the principle of the policies, NEP key principle of the policy in context of the technology, there are so many other key principles, but my area for discussion is restricted only for the technology. I'm going to discuss about the technological integration aspect of NEP 2020. So in that context, the first pillar of the key principle of the policy is extensive use of technology. That is a major part. Second, removing language barrier. That is another key area, which is also where a technology is going to use, how one can able to get idea about the use of language, how we are going to teach the language. So things, language, linguistics, these things are nowadays people started understanding this. These are the different things. Okay, then increasing access for the young students, which is also more important. Earlier it was not there, which is not specially mentioned, but now it is especially mentioned in the manual of NEP, and where how technology is going to use or help these young students. So that is very important. And then educational planning and management, where also technology is going to use. So these are the four. I am requesting either you switch off your camera, either you stable yourself at one place, please. This is a small request from my side to all of you. Either you switch off your camera, either you place yourself at one place. So education planning and management, which is also done through the technology, right? So these are the four key principles in context of technology, right? Okay, then moving further, this handbook is available on various websites. The first website is obviously UGC website, MHRD website, where this manual is available in all regional language, almost all regional language, which is known as the handbook of NEP. So this is a main picture of the manual, main title of the book. An entire policy or entire manual is divided into 66 page in English version, which is again I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So again, entire manual is divided into 4 sections. Total 27 chapters are there. So 27 chapters are divided into section 4 and 66 pages, right? So if we see the section, the first section, which has 8 chapters devoted to school education. The first 8 chapters is devoted to school education. Then second section is discussing about the higher education. 11 chapters are there, and they are discussing about the higher education. And then comes the third section, which has 3 chapters, and name is given other key areas. Name is given other key areas, where 2 chapters specially given for the technology. Here we are going to discuss about the technology, but in entire manual, you will find the word technology. Then the fourth one, which is making it happens. How we are going to implement technology, which is described in chapter section number 4, which has a 3 chapter. So the section number 1, which has 8 chapter devoted to school education. Section number 2, which has 11 chapters, given name higher educations. Section number 3, other key areas, and section number 4, make it happen. Total 66 pages are there. Whenever you have free time, kindly go to the UGC website and download this 66 beautiful page. At least, and if you are not ready to read entire manual, kindly read first 2 pages. Beautiful things you will find. I humbly request, please download the manual and go and read at first 2 pages, must. And if you are very much interested, I hope you go through the entire manual, right? Now, when we are talking about technology, you will find this word or implementation of technology in entire manual. So I had given a name, 360-degree use of technology, which is also there in chapter 2, where manual is talking about translation, where also we have to use the technology, how one can get idea about the various language and how technology will help us to translate one particular language. Then in curriculum design, where also manual is talking about how we can popularize the use of language. So where also we can use the technology that for popularizing language learning. Then teacher training, how one teacher is fit and how one teacher is not fit academically. That is also done through the technology. Inclusive education, chapter number 6, children with disability. So how technology help to the students, that also described in the manual. And chapter number 8, accreditations, where technology is used and less human bias will be involved in the accreditation process. Chapter number 11, holistic education. We will discuss this part, because when you use technology, obviously you need a teacher with a technology background, right? So how you percolate or how you disseminate the information of technology for education use, and how you can design education for technology use. So these 2 things are very much integrated with each other. We will see in the later slides. And then chapter number 15, teacher educations, where 2 online platforms are going to use heavily. One is Swayam platform, which is for the right now it is distinguished for the higher educations, and Diksha, which is dedicated for the school education. Both platform is going to merge or integrated on a larger scale. So that will be the planning. And chapter number 18, a regulatory system for higher educations, where technology is used and reduce the human interface for accreditations and transparency of the work. So these are the areas in the manual noted, and many more apart from the 2 special chapters. These are the areas are discussed in context of technology. So heavily use technology word in the entire manual. Let's see, moving further. If you have any questions, if you want to add anything, you are free to add. No doubt. Don't wait for the last things. So if you summarize this 360-degree, then the first one is educational planning. Second one is Digital India campaign. We will discuss what exactly it is. And the third one is regulation through public disclosures, where less human intervention is required and maximum use of the technology, teaching, learning, and assessment, which is another idea, and administration and management. These are the things will be done through the technology or in context of the technology. How? We will see one by one, right? So section number 3 of NEP 2020, especially 2 chapters are dedicated for the technology, where you will find discussion about the technology, chapter number 23 and chapter number 24, where chapter number 23 is talking about technology use and integration, where chapter number 24 is discussing about online and digital educations, ensuring equitable use of technology. So these are the 2 main chapters. They are discussing about the technology, so how one can use the technology and how one can integrate the technology. See, when we are talking about technology, there are plenty of technologies are available, but which technology is useful for education and how they are integrated in the teaching and learning process, which is very important. From morning to night, we are surrounded by technology. Best example is mobile phones. Okay, but now the question is how this technology which we are using, which is a part of our life, which is a part of our students, okay, how this technology brings into the curricula, how this technology will be integrated into teaching and learning process, which is very important. So that will be done in the chapter number 3, which is technology use and integrations. Chapter number 24 is discussing about the online and digital education, so where we have to provide a digital education to all. So here the problem is of a digital divide, because everybody not how we are luxury, we have a luxury. You people and myself right now are discussing in a very good environment, because we both have technology, we both have a good device. That's why we are connected with this virtual platform. But in India or in around the world, so many people do not have technology, or they do not have a device to learn something. So without device, without digital device, without network, how one can get idea about the technological learning? So here this is also a very big challenge, how to provide a technology to each and everyone, so one can get idea about ensuring equitable use of technology, so everyone can get access of a network and digital device. Okay, so that is a special chapter is given for 24, because whenever, so you people also experience same thing, I am also experiencing same thing. Whenever I am discussing all these things, obviously one question is arrived, that sir, what about people who do not have network, what about the remote places? So these all questions are answered in chapter number 24. Okay, so these are the 2 things we will see. Any questions about this? Any query, anything you want to add? Fantastic. Okay, in online training or an online training or online webinar, one thing is very good, that if money is changa, cutthroat mein ganga. Okay, everything is good. Fine, fantastic. Okay, now come to the chapter number 23, technology use and integrations. How technology is going to use, how it will going to integrate in teaching learning process. This is very important. Context, we must remember, always we must remember the context, that our context is a use of technology in education, or use of technology or integration of technology in teaching and learning process. Okay, so let's see beautiful things we have. Use of technology in educations, use of technology in educations, and if you play with these words, use of education for technology. So these 2 things are very much integrated with each other. So first one is a use of technology in education. Okay, and second one is a use of education for technology. If you miss any one thing, you cannot able to get equitable access or justifying your digital world, right? So say for example, I'm giving a small example that you are using technology. Okay, so you are using technology for teaching and learning, but your learner or your stakeholder do not have any idea about a technology, how to use this technology. Remember 2 years back when Corona strike pandemic was there, remember we don't know anything about the Zoom platform. We do not know anything about the virtual conference and all this. People started hawking. Slowly and slowly people understands this technology. Why? Because everybody started teaching and learning that that how to use this technology, right? So this is also very important, that we must educate a people for technology. We have to disseminate the knowledge of technology. So we also have to design a curricula where we are talking about technology. So we must have education to disseminate the information about the technology, how to use technology. Okay, so these two things are very much integrated, technology and education. In this present era, nobody can say I am not going to use the technology. Yeah, people are using from morning to night. You are bound by or surrounded by the technology. So why not use in our teaching learning process? So both things are very much integrated. Education, technology are related with each other. They are very much integrated, right? Now, apart from this, so many new technology are knocking our doors, or so many new technology we are experiencing right now also. Okay, so which are there? The first one, artificial intelligence and virtual reality. Artificial intelligence and virtual reality are now the future of the education. This is a most intensive technology which is going to used in near future in teaching learning process or augmented reality. Okay, now what exactly artificial intelligence is? Artificial intelligence is nothing but a science which are going to make your device smarter, which are make your device smarter, and for that a machine learning is going to use the algorithm used for developing artificial intelligence, which is a machine learning. Okay, so these are the things are a future or a near future, and based of artificial intelligence is machine learning. We are experiencing this. A number of people are using the common example of this technology is your face detection through mobile. So many people have a lock in their devices. So after looking at the face, your device is going to be unlocked. So systems have a machine learning mechanism. Say for example, you have wear a glass. So system will be learn that a person with the glass or person without the glass. Okay, so they will unlock or lock your system. So these are the new things are in practice as well as coming in teaching and learning system. Smart board, everybody have idea about the smart board. Now a new smart board is available in the market, that one smart board can be connected with the another smart board. Either they are in the nearby class, they are in nearby institution, or they are away geographically. So one university's a smart board can be connected with the another university smart board, and they can able to share their data. Say for example, here Hitesh Ahalawat is present. He is from the Haryana MDU University. So if I want to connect my class with the MDU University, I can, right Hitesh? Is it possible? So we can share our data with each other. So these are the possibility, varying possibility. Okay, and then cloud technology. Right now also the entire our conversations, these virtual conference are hosted through cloud technologies. So now earlier system till today, so many people are using these services that what we are doing, we are downloading the software and we use our software in our local machines. But now there are so many companies are offering web services where you have to use the technology, where you have to use their software. You don't have to download, and you can use the service online. So you don't have to worry about anything to download or anything. Say for example, Chrome system, Chrome OS. If you are using Chrome notebook, you don't have a hard disk in your system. Entire thing is run through SSD RAM, and all the softwares, Word, document, Google Docs, Google Slides are available through cloud technologies. So you don't have to download anything. You don't have to worry about your data. Your entire data will be available in cloud. Now the question is how to secure this data. So the answer is blockchain technology. Blockchain technology will secure your data. Generally, this technology is used for the cryptocurrency, but now blockchain technology is used in the education. The best example is DigiLocker. Now every university have condition that they have to upload it. They have to upload the entire database of students on a DigiLocker, and verification will be done through DigiLocker. So your entire documents or mark sheet and everything will be uploaded to DigiLocker. So slowly and slowly, university has connected with the digital locker, and they are uploading their database on a digital DigiLocker. So if students, just like your driving license, if you want any mark sheet, any degree certificate, so they are available on a DigiLocker server. You can able to access through your account, and verification also done through the digital locker. Okay, so no distributed data, centralized data will be available, but this centralized data again distributed on various server and secure through the blockchain technology. So these are the good things are on their way. And online educations, since last 2 years we are doing this. We have a fruits. Now we are eating the fruits of online education. But here also we have to think about the curricula. If we do not have a specially designed curricula for online education, then what we are doing, we are simply converting our physical classes into the online education. So we do not have to do that. We have to think about the sync class, async class means synchronous class, asynchronous class. If you are taking a class, so you have to take class for the 30 minutes or 20 minutes, and the remaining 20 minutes or 40 minutes you have to give any online activity or peer learning or self-learning activity. In a way, you have to design this entire class. So 40 minutes or 60 minutes is for the sync session, 20-30 minutes for the async sessions, though students can able to do on their leisure time. So this kind of an innovative curriculum one has to design. A flip learning one has to introduce. Okay, so blended learning also one example of online class. So these are the various models which has to be part of a new curricula. So one has to think about, and now we have one option. We have one option. Earlier, ma'am never think about to call me there. I never visited their HRDC, but since long I am taking a session on the behalf of HRDC, right? Virtually. So these are the advantage of online technology or online education, right? And then this new technology, when we are talking about this new technology, so it has not to be done. But what happened? It is not going to change what students learn. But very important thing is what they are going to learn. It is not important. In this new policy, a major emphasis is given on this word, which I am going to display right now. This is very important word. If you go through the entire manual, this is a very important word, that how your students is going to learn. So the entire technology or entire teaching learning process will be converted through the technology, and the major focus is what they are learning is not important, how they are learning, which is very important. Okay, so and that can be done through the technology. So this is a major emphasis. What is learning is not now important, how they are learning, which is very important, because in earlier we have limited resources. Now we have a blast of informations. We have so many resources. So in so many resources, which resources are good or worthy to access? So that is very important. So how they are learning, which resources they are learning, which is very important. So major emphasis is given is on how they are learning, right? So these areas and beyond will require extensive research both on technology as well as educational front. So if we are learning a new technology, our obviously we have to impart this technology, or we have to integrate this technology in a way that students can get able to, or students can get benefited accordingly, right? Technology, use of technology is not a new subject. We do not have to add as a new subject, but it is a part of your curricula, that through technology one can get idea about what they are learning and how they are learning. Okay, now million dollar questions: how this all things will be done, which is very important. Okay, so that also be given, in the manual. Manual is talking about this forum, which is already established, National Educational Technology Forum, and they will take care of it. They will take care of all these things. How? Again, questions. So how? Let's see. The first one, provide independent evidence-based advice to central and state government agency on technology-based interventions. Where technology use, how technology use, in which way technology use, what are the percentage of technology is going to use, they are going to observe. Second one is build intellectual and institutional capacities in educational technologies, which is very important. Third one, envision strategic thrust areas in this particular domain, which technology is integrated in teaching and learning. And fourth, very important, that articulate new direction for research and innovation. Say for example, one technology is very much useful, so how? So that is articulation part, that how one can disseminate all these things to a large number of stakeholders, right? So these are the things will be done through any TF. And how? Again, they have a plan already in a progress. The first one is a variety of educational software development. Second one is software in the regional language development. Third one is software for the remote locations and for the Divyang students. Fourth one, e-content development in all languages. Fifth, NCERT, CIET, CBSE, NIOSS will be strengthened, and these are the participatory agency or a pilot agency. They already started their work, and they will give the reports. On based on their reports, again a further step will be taken. And e-content made available on Diksha, that is a school platform. Teachers professional development through Diksha, and Diksha and Swayam both will be integrated across the school and HEI. Right now Swayam is for the HEI and the Diksha is for the school. In the future, near future, both will be the integrated. So school framework and HEI will be can have access of both, right? So these are the things are happening in progress. Okay, and the one beautiful word which is going to change the world, or four players are very important, and they're already established and they started their work, which is NTA, National Testing Agency, Diksha, Swayam, and National Research Foundation. And they all are focusing on one beautiful word, which is artificial intelligence. They are giving grants for the research. They want that how teaching and learning will be done through artificial intelligence. Now here people have a wrong conceptions that teacher will be removed. Teacher will be removed. No, teacher will not be removed. This technology will help the teachers for so many works, assessment, so many things are there. Sometimes what happen, we are always talking about that university is simply examination taking industry. Okay, so now a parak, if you go through the manual, you will find one word parak, which is already established, and might be so many teachers also received email from the parak. They are building question banks. So in the near future, we are not going to take the examination. Parak through examination will be done through the NTA, and the papers will be derived by the Parak experts. If you have 8-year experience, you are eligible to draw the questions. If you have a 12-year experience, you can eligible for review the questions, right? So this process is already started. This process is already started, right? Now, chapter number 24. How much time, ma'am, we have? Five minutes, 10 minutes? Huh?
10 minutes, sir. 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. So this chapter number 24 is talking about the digital divide, that everybody have a right for the access of technology, right? So this chapter number 24 have three things: circumstances, epidemics, and way forward. So now this technology come at the right time. After pandemic, we know how one can get the access of the technology, or how one can use the technology for hand holding, for keeping education continuous, all these things. So we know, and still we are strengthening our capacity. We are strengthening our capacity. Before 2 years, nobody have idea about that we are talking through the digital virtual platforms. So now we are taking trainings, we are giving trainings through the digital platforms or virtual platforms. So we are ready now. Okay, so whatever the new things will come, we have alternate solutions. We have alternate solutions, and now we have very powerful alternate solution is online education through the technology, right? But for that, so many challenges are there. So many challenges are there. That digital divide, scale, assessment, pedagogy, teacher competency, and digital divide. These are the challenges. But simultaneously, we also have a solutions. We also have a solutions. Don't worry about it. I am not going to put you all people in trouble. We also have a good solution for that. The first one is digital divide will be overcome through the Digital India campaign. We will see what exactly it is, and then a teacher competency about the technology will be done through the training. And for designing curricula, we must use creativity, and things are already started. Assessment, we have to take a different approach, and scale, which is generally done through the infrastructure. We have to improve our infrastructure for digital divide and network capability, right? So these are the key areas for chapter number 24. Let's see key initiatives taken by the GOI, Government of India. The first one, pilot study for online education, already started. The name agency I had already mentioned in the previous slides. They already started their work. They will very soon, they will give you the primary studies, outcomes of primary studies, and according to the framework will be designed for the online educations, right? Then digital infrastructures, already government started. Whenever you have time, visit METI website, which is Ministry of Education and Cultural Planning, where information broadcasting, where you will find the roadmap for digital governance or digital infrastructure of Government of India. Beautiful projects are ongoing. Mission mode project is also mentioned. So visit these websites, you will get the idea. And then online and teaching platform and tools. Earlier we do not have idea. Now we have our own India's learning platform, which is a Swayam, which is also going to strengthen very soon. Content creation and digital repository. You will find all kind of courses on a Swayam platform and Diksha platform, and they are also planning to give more projects to teacher for development of content, so they can able to put their content on the national platform, and content will be available in regional languages very soon. So project is going on. A translation project is also going on, and where technology is playing a crucial role. Addressing the digital divide, that will be done through the India campaign, Digital India campaign, where low-cost devices will be distributed to students, as well as in the area where no network is available, special broadcast channels are introduced, and name of this network is Swayam Prabha. So Swayam Prabha is basically a educational broadcast facility. So every state have their own name, but umbrella is a Swayam Prabha, right? And then virtual laboratories, already there. Before coming into the laboratory, what students have to do, that they can get feel by going through or visiting this website. If you don't have an idea, note down the web address, vlab.co.in. If you search Google virtual laboratories in India or vlab.co.in, you will get the idea about this beautiful facility by GUI. It is already in practice. People, so many people are, or so many institutions are using right now also. Then training and incentives for teacher through the through Swayam platform and the Diksha platform, online assessment and examination, which also, as I mentioned, that Parak NTA, they are doing their work. Very soon our whole examination will be converted into this phase. Blended modes of learning already started, because earlier we do not have an online sorry flavor. Now we have online and offline, asynchronous, synchronous, peer learning, self-learning, so many modes available. So people have guts and idea how to do all these things. So according to their infrastructure, according to their mindset, according to their HR, means human resource, one can blend all these things using the technology. Right now, most important is laying down standards. When we are doing all these things, obviously we must, because our country is very big, we must have to implement the regulations. So that also be done, and they are working. Now the journey is already started. Transparent public, through the transparent public disclosure, NEP policy is very open, and every state is working to implementation. And the end, no end, it's continuous upgradation. So every time, every phase have a space to improve, right? So it is a continuous evolutions or continuation in phase, right? Scenario, if we see various scenario, the first one is a BADA. I will tell you what exactly BADA. This is a nomenclature created by me, so I will explain what exactly the BADA, BDA. Then the national scenario, state scenario, institutional scenario, and individual scenario. So now what is BADA? So it's a beautiful word. That BADA means before Corona, during Corona, after Corona. Before Corona, during Corona, after Corona. So now we have three phases. What we faced before Corona, what was the life before Corona as far as the teaching learning concerned, what was the life during the Corona, and now what is the life after the Corona right now, presently. So all of you are agree with me. So before Corona, we are familiar with the offline classes. We never think upon the online classes. Hardly we have a multimedia classroom that we are running a PowerPoint show slides in our classrooms, and we are teaching through the multimedia or PPT, and initially blended. How very few percentage we are giving work, online work to our students. So initially blended. Then during Corona, there was no offline class, no physical class, only online class. Our physical class were converted into the online class, and people came to know, a teacher came to know, students came to know about the learning platforms other than the physical classroom. What are the learning platforms available on alternate platforms? So that was the biggest change, and we started using a digital technology, so partially blended, right? And after Corona, we have a fantastic world, because one more options we have. So now we are switching from online and offline. As a need, we are using online. As a need, we are using offline. So which is a new terminology, which is known as the hybrid class. As class is going on, number of students are sitting physically, number of students attending same class through online also. So that is a definition of hybrid class. Students and teachers started developing their own learning platforms after Corona, right? So they have their own Google Classroom, they have own LMS, and fully blended. So these are the things before Corona, during the Corona, and after the Corona. Now we are quickly moving fast. This is a national scenario. Swayam platform is there, ePathshala is there, Swayam Prabha is there, Diksha platform is there, NTA is there, right? These are the national scenario at present. State level, this is a model for my state, Gujarat. We have a BISEC studio where information are broadcasted, the digital classes are broadcasted through this Bisect Studio. The government has provided a Microsoft Team free of cost for taking online classes and online information dissemination. A special training was conducted during the pandemic, how to use technology. So that was a Udayam training, and Coast also given fund for disseminating the information, conducting workshop and all these things, and a low-cost tablet distributed to students at the cost of only 1,000 rupees. So students have to pay 1,000 rupees and they will get the tablets, okay, high quality tablets for learning. So this is a scenario of state. So many other states are doing the same thing, more or less. Institution level, so many institutes implemented their own LMS. They developed e-content studio, device support, training, online. Say for example, my university is providing laptop to me. So this is device training. They also conducted training, online classes and all these things. Individual level, according to person, faculty level, faculty started taking online classes. They learn a lot. They are also conducting hybrid classes. They develop e-content, and they also develop their own LMS in the form of a very simple Google class, which is also comes under the category of LMS, learning management shift. Now what is a shift? Earlier, we have chalk and board classroom, and then the classroom were converted into the multimedia classroom, and the third phase came, which is online classroom, and now we have a studio-like classroom, which is a hybrid classroom, right? So simultaneously, physical class is also going on, and from the same class, material will be broadcast for the online community, right? This will be done. Summary, these are the 5 stages, very important: that digital divide, training, pedagogy, assessment, and blended. Without this, nothing will be done in a online mode. A digital divide, until and unless people do not have a device or network, you cannot provide the equity. Second one is, for use a device, for get access of the network, one has to be trained themselves. So training must be there. Third one, pedagogy. We have to design a pedagogy accordingly, right? And fourth one is online assessment. Also, one has to take a different approach. And fifth one is, while using online class, one has to add so many other things. We have to blend, not only online, not only offline. We have to make a fusion of it. We have to make a blending of it, right? And with this is a word of wisdom. So many people are thinking about it. Technology can replace the teacher. No, technology is not going to replace, but obviously technology enabled teacher will surely replace the non-technical person or non-technological teacher. So we must have to engross ourselves for technology use. We cannot stop the use of technology, but in day-to-day life, how technology is useful, how not useful, but how one has to integrate the technology in teaching learning process, or how we use a technology in our day-to-day life, as well as in classroom learning and teaching process. So this is very important. So thank you very much, ma'am. This is what I have to say, which is what I have to share. If you have any questions, you are free to ask.
Session is open for questions or any inputs.
Fantastic. Everything is changa. There is no panga.
Dr. Jivani, good evening, sir.
I'm stopping my sharing. Yeah, I'm here.
Sir, first of all, you have delivered a very nice talk. I had after 3 years. I earlier heard you in the BPS.
Sir, your voice is very low. We are not able to listen your voice. Your voice is coming very low.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, please.
First of all, thank you very much for delivering a nice talk, sir. I heard you after 3 years. Before this lecture, I heard a lecture from you in BPS Mahila Vidyalaya Sonipat. So, very grateful to you for this lecture. Just, I want to say we have a lot of problems to develop e-content, sir. So, Please guide us how to make e-contents for the make our
So for that, we have to
presentation.
request ma'am to arrange a special session. There are so many websites, so many tutorials, so many things are there for creating e-content. And without e-content, now because we people are using digital device or electronic device, so we do not have a content in electronic format, we will not going to survive. So we must know how to use, not only to create, but how to use also, which is very important. If somebody has developed, so we have to facilitate, we have to work as a facilitator, that we have to provide the proper links to our students, because we know our subject very well. We are the master of our subject. So our job nowadays, after pandemic, a role of teacher is changed. Role of a teacher is changed, and they are also facilitator, that they know which kind of good material is available on website, so they have to provide resources and link to their students.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Sir, how do you see the engineering future?
Huh?
How do you see the engineering future?
Okay, future of engineering education, right?
Right, sir.
Yeah. See, I'm also from the technical subject. My main area is electronics, right? So when we are talking about electronics or any engineering branch, obviously this entire branch is based on the skill. Those students or teacher have a skill, they are going to survive. The rest of will not survive, because engineering is purely a skill subject. So one has to exhibit their skills. Without skill, I don't see the future without skill. So one must have a X factor in their life, or if they have to find X factor in their life. Without this, one cannot survive in the blast of information. Because we are living in the exponential world. Every day things are changing so fast. So if you are not developed, or if you know are not finding X factor in your life, it's very difficult for the person.
And what will be the college scenarios, sir? IIT structure, NIT structure, and private college structures?
Without skill, without quality, nobody is going to, if it is IIT or NIT, least concern. Okay, only the single word is skill.
No, these structures will be under one umbrella.
Not exactly. Not exactly. Kindly go through the manual, you will find the answers. There are so many other things are also there. I only touch upon the technology aspect. So many other criteria are also there. So manual is very beautiful. Kindly go through it, you will get the insight out of it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anybody else? It's not necessary I can satisfy your answer, because I'm not a Google. So whatever I know, I'm trying to explain all of you. And what my understanding through the manual, see, whatever I presented, every word from the manual itself, I just given a graphical representation of these two chapters and my understanding, nothing else. I am not going away from the manual. Whatever written in the manual, I stick to that part. Only I did conversion in a form of content representation, nothing else. The credit goes to NEP manual. Any questions? Anything? I hope your 1 hour passed fruitfully, and few takeaway you have to taken from these sessions. I don't know which kind of making difference I did, but I hope, I'm wishing and I'm hoping that something will be useful to you after these deliberations.
Okay, sir. Shall we conclude then?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, sir, as usual, it was a fantastic journey in the virtual world, and wonderful, really excellent presentation. So, I always used to enjoy your presentations, and it was also full with the information, of course, in context with the NEP. So I hope that all our teacher participants, they have got benefited definitely. having this presentation in since last 1 hour. So, sir, thank you so much on behalf of the UGC HRDC of Sant Gargi Baba Amravati University for spending your valuable time for all of us, for our HRDC, and focusing or throwing the light on technological approach. And also special thanks as you have removed that fear, when you were telling about these things, virtual, all the things, there was a question in mind whether, or many from our field, they are saying that, oh, there may be replacement of teacher. So you have also clarified that particular fear. But one thing is clear, sir, what I got from all these series of various lectures on NEP, that the quality, those who will be having quality, or those who are ready to enhance their quality by trainings and other programs also, they will sustain or survive in this particular field. If I'm not wrong, this could be the future.
People have fear of AI, that because of AI, our teacher will be useless. But don't worry about it. The non-skilled things will be converted into AI. The skilled things will not be converted into AI, because we are going to develop AI. So AI is nothing but a machine learning, and it's purely a mathematics and statistics. The people who are from the mathematics and statistics, they have a bunch of awesomes. So they can do so many things in this area. So nothing is going to change. So don't worry about it. Only the thing is, obviously we must have to be adaptive to new things. This is the only things. When computer came, people have also fear. So every time a new technology comes, obviously people have a resistance. But at the end of the day, now we are giving blessings now, because of the online technology. We don't have to rush, and we don't have to stand in a big queue for paying our bills. Through one click, we can pay our bills. So these are the good advantage or good things for. And where job went, people are saying computer take away jobs. More jobs are created. Instead of taking a job, more jobs are created. So same way will be done through the AI technology. You mark my words. It is really useful to the teachers. A fantastic revolution will come in the near future.
Yes, sir. And so, sir, even our teachers, all of us, we are very adaptable. Before COVID, majority of our group, they didn't know about technology, all these things of online platforms and all that. But within just 2 years, majority have now become techno-savvy. So this is adaptation, and all of we are.
Yeah. यहाँ पे मैं बताना भूल गया.
So with this ray of hope, I think
मैं हर कॉन्फ्रेंस में ये बोलता हूँ. यहाँ पे मैं बताना भूल गया कि लास्ट 2 साल में अगर किसी ने बढ़िया सा यूज किया है टेक्नोलॉजी, the people who use a technology in a finest way, only teachers. We demonstrated a world that how technology can be used. तो ये टीचर लोगों ने ही बताया है कि भाई ये देखो टेक्नोलॉजी का सही यूज ये है. यूक्रेन में बॉम्ब गिराने का मतलब टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है. So thank you very much.
Thank you all participants, and once again thank you so much, Jivani sir. I hope same kind of cooperation in future. We need experts like you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And now I declare that this session or webinar session is over. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, just a query. How much time you will take to send our certificates?
Sir, I can hear you. Yes, please repeat. Sorry.
How much time you will take to send the certificates?
3-4 days, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.